Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? How has been your week? Tell me in the comment section. I want to know how your week has been. For me, my week has been great. Please tell me how yours has been in the comment section. Anyway, from last week's video, I promised that today's video will be all about category based draw, trying to simplify it for you so that you would understand it. And I've had tons of questions about the basics of even applying or starting the application. So I'm going to try to explain step by step how to apply for permanent residency in Canada, or how to apply for Canada Express Entry. You can call it, either one. Anyway, if you're new here or if this is my first video you're seeing, hello, hi, welcome to the World Gold channel. Please don't let this be your last video. I've posted a couple of videos in the past week, especially if you're here because of immigration to Canada. You'll find a lot of useful resources on this channel. Don't forget to please click the subscribe button, turn on your bell notification so that you get notified every time I post a new video. And also, please share this video with your friends. You never can tell who needs the information in it. And if you are a returning subscriber, you already know how much you mean to me. Please tell me I've perfected this love, this heart. I think it's better. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much and welcome back. So since I started this Canada series, I've been getting tons of questions, and some of those questions are, beginner level. Some people just want to really have an understanding of it. Well, the good news is I'm going to be collaborating with one of my dear friends, Kola. Some of you OGs might know him, and for the new people that don't know him, don't worry, you'll meet him next Friday. So I'm planning a YouTube live next Friday, and this is how it will work. I'm going to be putting a question poll on my Instagram and also on YouTube, the community page. Please drop all your questions about Canada Express Entry. Drop all your questions. No question is foolish. No question is too small. We're going to try to tackle it, from two people's perspective. And Kola is quite good at sharing his experience if you know him. So I would really advise that you turn on your bell notification, set a reminder. It's going to be next week, Friday by 7 p.m. UK time. So please do not miss it. Alright, so I'll be starting this video by giving you an overview of what Canada Express Entry is. So, Express Entry program is an immigration system that uses, a ranking system to invite people to apply for permanent residency in Canada. And to get permanent residence in Canada, there are different pathways. However, it is the same ranking system that is being used. And this ranking system is called a pool. And it's called a pool because a pool of candidates. So we have tons and tons of candidates that's called, based on different criteria, they have different marks and different scores. So pool of candidates with their scores. So the first thing you need to do to enter the pool is first of all to evaluate your highest level of education. Previously, you needed to evaluate all of your degrees, but now it's been changed to your highest level of education. And by highest level of education, I mean, is it secondary school that is your highest level of education? They need to evaluate it. Is it university, BSc, HND, master's, PhD, whatever your highest level of education is, you need to evaluate it. And the evaluating body is called WES, World Education Service. So you need to, go to World Education Service website and pay to evaluate your degree. So they'll give you a reference number that you will send to your school, and your school will send your transcript to them. And what they do is actually give you the equivalent of your degree in Canadian space. For instance, I evaluated my WES with my first master's with University of Lagos, and the result came as an equivalent of master's degree in Canada. So that's just all to, it's part of the criteria you need to enter the pool. So once you've evaluated your results by WES, then the next thing you need to do is write an English language test exam. So there are tons of exams now, but the most popular one is IELTS, and then there's a Canadian equivalent, CELTIP or CELPIP. I'm not sure I'm getting it right, but yeah, there's a Canadian equivalent, and you have to have a minimum of 6 in all of the parts that you're writing. So usually it consists of listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Of course, this is not what you should aim for ideally. You should aim to get way more than six. If you can max out, please max out. But for someone that is just starting, I'm just trying to simplify the process. So once you have these two main requirements ready, then I believe you are ready to create a profile. However, something I forgot to say that is very important is for you to qualify for Canada Express entry, you actually have to have work experience, skilled work experience. Now, I'm not talking about the skills yet, but you have to actually have work experience. So if you're a fresh graduate from university, I would advise you take on, work. Or if you worked during your IT day, then it counts as work experience. But you need to actually have work experience to be able to qualify to apply. So now with all of this, there are some other questions that you'll be asked, for you to be able to enter the pool. Questions like, do you have Canadian experience, or have you schooled in Canada? Do you have relative in Canada? And by relative, is your direct relative like your sister, brother, mother, father, stepfather, like really direct to you. So all these things that are being asked are the ones that will make up your overall score that would now put you in the pool. So for instance, let's say you did very well in your IELTS, you had like a total of 7.5. Let's say that will give you like say 100 points. Please know that this is hypothetical. I'm not giving you the actual fact. I'm just trying to make you understand. So let's say that will give you like 100 points. And then let's say for sibling, you have an elder sister in Canada that is a permanent resident or a citizen. Then let's say that will give you 20 points. Your highest level of education, let's say that will give you 30 points. The cumulative of all of these criteria is what will make up your total score, and your total score is what you need to enter the pool. For the work experience, there's something called the National Occupation Code. Some people call it NOC code, some people call it NOC code. So the NOC codes are a series of numbers that identify each occupation. For instance, for healthcare, the one I used, my NOC code was 33102. So for different occupation, there's a NOC code for it. So now for you to enter the pool and fill your application, you have to have identified your NOC code. And for you to do that, all you need to do is just go to Google and type NOC code for whatever your career is, Canada Express entry, and Google will bring it out for you. You'll see tons and tons of NOC. So I hope this gives you an idea of where to start from if you're completely lost. So now to the category based draw. In May 2023, IRCC started a new pathway for express entry candidates with specific work experience and language skills called category based draw. So first you go to Google and then you type category based draws, and you click the one that has canada.ca. Make sure you're clicking the one that has Canada website. So it will take you to the Government of Canada website, and you see express entry rounds of invitation, category based selection. And basically you just read up to really understand what the category based draw is. I already explained in my last video that it's a new round that was made to just accommodate specific needs of the country. So, and on this page you'll be able to read this step-by-step guide. You also see the government's idea behind the category based draw. Anywhere that is highlighted in blue, you can always click it. It means that it's a link, blue or purple. Click it, and you can read up more if you're interested in that information. So for you to be eligible, first of all, you have to meet the normal criteria for express entry. Then you also have to meet the requirements for in the instructions for each round. So now I went into each of the categories like I've highlighted before. There are 6 categories: French, healthcare, science, technology, engineering, and maths. That's STEM occupations, trade occupations. So to be eligible for French language, for instance, all you need is to get a minimum of 7 in that French language test results and also meet the requirements on the instructions for that round. Then I went to healthcare. To be eligible for healthcare, you have to have 6 months of full-time experience, continuous work experience within the last 3 years in a single occupation. You can't be a doctor and be a nurse at the same time. So in a simple occupation within that 6 months. So you can see that this healthcare has 35 occupations, so it is extensive. And even in each ones, for some, like it has sub, occupations, not just one straight line. So, for instance, look at this one that is nurses aid, which is the one I applied with. It has orderlies, it has patient service associates, and you will see all of these job descriptions if you Google it. Just Google 33102 NOC or whatever your NOC is or where you fall into. So if you are a nurse practitioner, for instance, copy the NOC and check out the job descriptions. So once you see the job description and it matches what you actually do in your day to day, then you're good. It just shows that you're eligible to apply. I just want to encourage you that to have an open mind and to, be ready to digest information. Most of these steps are very easy to follow, so please read. Now to STEM, you can see that, the requirements for STEM is also very similar to the eligibility is also similar to that of healthcare. Within last 3 years, 6 months of continuous work experience, and you can see all the occupations in STEM. And just look at the one that fits you. If you're not so sure, if you feel like you might fall under something and you're not so sure, like I said, copy the job description, paste it on Google, and read the job description. That's where you will actually know if you are a right fit for that NOC or if that's what you actually do. So that's that for STEM as well. Then we go to trade occupations. Eligibility is the same thing, and there are 10 trades under this trade occupation. And what really surprised me was the kind of occupations that are here, because I'm sure a lot of carpenters don't even know that they qualify. Plumbers, for instance, welders, electricians. So look at what you actually do. If you know any artisan that is working in a proper organization that is able to get reference, and encourage them to apply. So the next one is transportation, and you can see under transportation, aircraft assemblers, truck, railway traffic, all types of transports, to be honest. And like I said, always make sure you go and check the job descriptions. And finally, agriculture. All these other ones, it's the same eligibility criteria. For agriculture, there are three occupations. You can see contractors, supervisors, landscaping, ground maintenance, agricultural services, and butchers. That's the one that even made me laugh. But if you do anything like butchering meat, maybe even meat sharing, but like you do anything in that capacity, go and check the job description. You just might fit and not know from the titles. In the past week, IRCC has invited almost all these categories and done normal express entry draws. And the difference, all these categories, their scores were lower. So please take advantage of this category. So basically, this is how the category based draw works. And I really hope that you found something interesting and you found something that you can perfectly fit in. If you have any questions, please compile them, drop them in the question box or send them to me as a DM on Instagram. I'll also be running a poll throughout the week to gather as many questions as possible. Don't forget, next Friday, I'll be having a live Q&A section with Caller, and we'll be answering all of your specific questions, regarding express entry. So please come with your questions, plan to attend live, and you can also bring your questions on that day, 7 p.m. Friday UK. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. See you in my next video. Bye bye.